Tips on how to have strong friendships. 15. Focus on them. Focusing on your friend is one of the best ways to demonstrate that you care. It's tiresome to listen to somebody who only talks about themselves. Everyone has issues they need to get off their chests, and one of the best ways to do that is to vent to somebody who will hear them out and maybe even offer advice. Your friend may just want extra attention during emotional times in their life, or simply someone they can hang out with on a regular basis. Whatever the case, take the time to focus on them. Ask them what they want to do for the day, maybe take them to their favorite restaurant or go see a movie they're interested in. The primary point is that you shouldn't only focus on yourself and what you want to do all of the time, because your friends will grow tired of that, and your relationships will eventually fade. But giving them attention and showing interest in the things they're passionate about will improve your friendships tenfold. 14. Be reliable. Have you ever had a friend who always canceled plans, failed to show up to planned events, forgot to do something you discussed, or broke promises? I think we've all been there at some point during our lives, and it's safe to say that nobody likes someone who is totally unreliable. After a while, people who are untrustworthy or uncaring stop getting invites and get left out. To prevent these things from happening, you need to prove that you're a dependable person. If you say you're going to show up to something, then don't forget or come up with an excuse because you no longer feel like it. If you've promised your friend that you'll run an errand for them, then make sure you do it. Mark your calendar, set an alarm, and do whatever it takes to remember. Being there when your friends need you and showing them that they can rely on you will build stronger relationships. 13. Show respect. Showing somebody respect goes a long way when you're trying to make friends and reinforce the friendships that already exist. There isn't a person in the world who wants to feel inferior to someone else, and doing anything to suggest that you're superior to them is a quick way to lose friends. No matter a person's job, financial well-being, struggles, and successes, you should always be courteous and treat them with dignity. Making somebody feel appreciated, accomplished, and valued is significant when further developing friendships. There are simple ways to do this. Acknowledge their hard work, compliment them, and offer help or advice when they need or ask for it, instead of berating them or making them feel foolish. 12. Be vulnerable. Another way to strengthen your friendships focuses more on you than it does them. If your friend always pours their heart out to you and allows you in on their personal matters, then you should do the same thing. It will probably be uncomfortable at first if you're not accustomed to opening up, but it will benefit both of you in the long run. Showing your friend that you trust them enough to discuss more intimate problems is one of the best ways to build relationships. Plus, it feels wonderful to get things off your chest and obtain another person's perspective on various issues. If two people get to know each other on a deeper level, past the trivial conversations of acquaintanceships, then they're bound to grow closer together. 11. Listen closely. Another tip that ties in with being attentive to, focusing on, and respecting your friends is listening closely to what they have to say. Too often in life, people feel as if they go unheard and unwanted, and being a good friend to somebody includes truly hearing them and trying to understand what they're going through. It's rare to find someone who will take the time to listen without making assumptions or interrupting. So, if your friend wants to confide in you and trust you enough to open up, then take that opportunity to show that they made the right decision. Plus, it means that they want to build a stronger friendship with you. Like we said before, being vulnerable with each other is essential for developing bonds. 10. Change your expectations. Although you shouldn't necessarily lower your expectations for friends or romantic partners, if what you want is perfection, then you need to change your attitude. Nobody is perfect, including you. So, accepting the flaws of other people will help strengthen your friendships. If your friend feels as if they never measure up to your standards, can't impress you, or feels inferior, then they won't stick around for long because nobody wants to feel that way. Keep that in mind when they make a misstep and don't discard the relationship because of it. If they're a true friend, then they'd do the same for you. 9. Don't gossip. A tip that can't be stressed enough is don't gossip about your friends. Never, under any circumstances, should you say negative things about your friends behind their backs. Whether or not it comes back to bite you on the rear, talking bad about people will do nothing but weaken your relationships. Would you want somebody saying crummy things about you to other people? Probably not. So, even though it sounds cliche, treat others how you want to be treated. If there is an issue between you and your friend, then confront them about it. Solve the problem together and discuss what you can do to overcome it and repair the relationship. This will reinforce your friendship because you'll know that you can get through the rough patches together. 8. Ask for advice. Asking for advice is a tip that is often overlooked. We all want to appear strong and independent, and sometimes asking for others' opinions makes us feel weak. But seeking their advice actually does the opposite. It shows your friends that you know you aren't perfect and that everybody has room to improve and grow. Plus, if you are consulting them, then it proves that you trust and believe in them. You wouldn't just ask anybody to help you out, and they'll appreciate that you went to them first. 7. Share the burden. Your friends will go through good and bad times, just like you and everyone else in the world. It's important that you stick by their side through both, but be extra considerate during the bad times. If you know your friend is going through something, then help them out. Listen, try to understand, and share the burden. Offer to help with things like chores or other daily tasks. Do what you can do to take on some of the stress yourself, so they don't have to deal with everything alone. Life is difficult enough as it is, so handling everything by oneself is almost impossible without having a breakdown. Make sure you have your friends back and your bond will become much, much stronger. 6. Be truthful. It's safe to assume that nobody likes to be friends with a liar. If somebody isn't truthful, then it's hard to tell whether or not they're a real friend anyway. So be upfront and honest with the people you want to keep relationships with. This applies to all aspects of your friendship. If you are wrong about something, then take responsibility and sort it out. If your friend did something to hurt your feelings, then tell them about it and find ways to resolve the issue. There isn't a good reason to be dishonest with people you consider friends, and doing so will only tear you apart. 5. Be appreciative. One of the best ways to reinforce your friendships and remind your friends how much they mean to you is to show appreciation. This can be as simple as saying thank you or offering to pay for lunch. No matter how small the gesture is, being appreciative of your friends will make a long-lasting impact on them and your relationship. If somebody feels unnoticed or ignored, then they won't want to stick around. Friendship should be beneficial for both people, so take that extra step and show your pals how thankful you are for their companionship. 4. Give them your time. One of the most significant gifts we can give our friends is our time. Although people love getting surprised with trinkets and other things, time is how memories are made and bonds are created. We're all busy with school, work, and life in general, but we have to make the effort to see our friends and maintain our relationships. Put your schedules together, make plans, and don't cancel. Your friends need that time with you, and you need it as well. Doing this will ensure that your friendship lasts a lifetime. 3. Stay compassionate. Just like sharing the burden helps a friend during difficult times, showing your compassion for them will help you understand what they're going through and make them feel better. If anyone you love and care about is dealing with misfortune, then you'll want to do anything you can to take that pain away from them. This is just human nature, but showing your compassion by doing little things, like listening and being a shoulder to cry on, will go a long way with your friends. It proves that you truly cherish them and want to help by whatever means possible. 2. Admit your mistakes. One of the most challenging things to do in life is to admit when you're wrong. This can include friendships, romances, family relationships, among so many other things. But to make sure your bonds stay strong and last forever, you have to swallow your pride and take responsibility for your actions. Like we briefly mentioned about being truthful, admitting your missteps and oversights is essential to forming friendships and keeping them. It takes courage to do this, and your friends will appreciate your honesty. 1. Have fun. Last but not least, have fun with your friends. One of the most wonderful parts of friendship is to enjoy yourselves together. Trying new things, talking about your goals and passions, being silly, and laughing together are all things that will keep your relationship solid. So make time for your friends, listen to them, hear them, empathize, appreciate them, and have a great time. Because we only live once, and our friendships impact us in a way that nothing else does.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.